G'day folks, Corey Hinde. I hope you are really well. So in this reasonably short video, I want to talk to you about what I often see with people who reach out to me to talk about SEO, Google, ranking higher on Google, all that sort of stuff, and the mistake that they make and how easily fixed this one is. Now, I see this often. In fact, just last night I was doing a consultation for somebody and this issue raised its head again. And it's really easily fixed. So I'm going to run you through this because I want you to understand how important this is and how easily fixed this one is. So let me get my head out of the way so I can focus on the work. So the title is Don't Get This Wrong, Google Search Hint. So the most common mistake I see for small and early phase businesses when asking about SEO. Now, it's not really a mistake because people haven't physically intended to do this. They just haven't done it for whatever reason. And it's so easily fixed, it's not funny. So what is it? Let's cut to the chase. It's the meta title, also called page title or title tag. So if we look at this image here, which is just a Google search I did before for one of my articles, you'll see there in the red box is the big blue bit, and it says how to fix a suspended Google business profile. That is a meta title. Okay. So when Google gives us results, and we'll see, for example, this one here, at the very top there, you've got the URL, the website address, and down the bottom, we've got the meta description, which doesn't help SEO at all, actually. That just helps people to click on it, but it doesn't help the ranking. But this big blue bit, that's the meta title. Google tells us it's important by making it huge and prominent and the most obvious thing. Now, you've probably heard this number before about this whole concept of 200 plus what we call Google ranking factors. Now, I'm not sure if there really is 200, but I think there's about 10 that really count. And of those, I think this is the most important one, the meta title. And just last week, I clarified a meta title for a client of mine, and we changed their website quite a lot. And we got a massive increase in Google rankings really quickly just by doing this one thing. So it's really important because, Google can't read our mind, but it can read the ranking factors that we put in front of it. And oftentimes someone builds a website and they just start talking about their business and it's pretty loose and it's not clear to Google what that business is really for. So we start with some activities like, what is your business for? Who does it appeal to? What are people Googling for? And then we start to use that information to build the content on the page. Now, how do we get it right? So I think that a lot of people overthink things and probably go a bit too deep on the keyword research, etc. You want to keep things really obvious. So with a meta title in particular, I think it needs to be a really obvious, what I would call bullseye phrase. What are your best customers actually putting into Google? Which is often different than what a business owner will write about and talk about because they have a very in-depth knowledge of the thing. But if you think about a mechanic, people might just Google mechanic Auckland, as basic as that. So that can be as simple as it needs to be. I would recommend a little bit of research. Like I personally recommend Keyword Finder. I'll put the link in the description for this video. Keyword Finder, there's loads of keyword tools around. I like Keyword Finder by Mangles. It's a pretty good tool. It helps you to understand how much search volume there is for certain words. So you might talk to, say, 10 customers, 10 friends, and ask people, hey, what does our business do? If you were to Google our business, what would you Google? And you might have a short list of 3 or 4 key phrases that might be your bullseye phrase, which you would use as your meta title. So you might go, I'm a personal trainer. It might just be personal trainer, but it could be fitness trainer. So that's where you go to do your keyword research and figure out which one's got more search volume, which one's easier to win. And then your website might be, Corey Hinde fitness trainer or Corey Hinde personal trainer. So it's really important because For small businesses, often they just haven't thought about this meta title for the overall website. It gets trickier because then you build content pages to support the website, and that's going to be meta titles for specific pages. But the meta title is for the overall website a really, really good starting point for your SEO, because it kind of, you can build content around that. It ties everything together. And at the end of the day, most of your best customers are going to use a very basic search phrase to find your business. So let's look at some here. For example, if you Google SEO consultant Tauranga, I'm ranked up the top there, and there's my meta title for that page: SEO consultant Tauranga, Corey Hind, Good Oil Marketing. So SEO consultant Tauranga matches exactly what the search is, and I've ranked up the top for that. Another example might be a client of mine down in Wellington. He's a mortgage broker. I think obviously, and the keyword research supports this, most people just simply Google mortgage broker Wellington. So guess what we've done with his page? Wellington mortgage broker. It's that easy, and he ranks really, really well for that phrase. So going right back to the top of the video, guys, the key is that, Google looks at lots of things when they decide to rank someone where, but this meta title concept is really, really important. Every single website builder has the option to insert meta titles. You might use a plugin like Yoast. If you use another tool like Rocket Spark or Wix, they've all got their own little inbuilt platforms where you can insert meta titles, and it comes out there on that Google search. And for me, that's something that people get wrong, and they can easily fix it. So that's the whole video. But if you want any help with that, just pop a comment below and I'll reply to you and suggest what your meta title maybe could be. And if you want some help, just pop that down below. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you do subscribe as well, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.